Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Thezalbee Talks Free. Today is May the 5th, and it is Revenge of the 5th here in the world of nerddom. So, we're going to talk about Star. No, I am just messing with you guys. I'm not going to pull the same thing I did yesterday of talking about other games rather than Star Wars games last night. I am totally sorry for messing with all of you, but it had to be done. Couldn't just talk about Star Wars all day long. Kind of just want to go over what LucasArts did and how they pretty much got their start in the world of video games. So that's the reason for that. I'm sorry, everyone, but we won't start into Star Wars right now. I do have two Star Wars stories to talk about today, and they are very big and important Star Wars video game news. So let's start off with something that's not related to video games, but kind of looks like video games, and that are the Power Rangers. And I realize that are, I meant to say is, so I'm sorry for that for all you grammar people out there, but that is the Power Ranger Mighty Morphin suits. If you haven't gotten a chance to look at these suits yet, they absolutely do not look like the Liker type of suit, which is the stretchy material that you see in the old school version of Power Rangers. Very, very clingy to the body. Very, very. You can do cool stuff in them. But now they have these. I laugh because these look. I don't know how to describe them even. They look kind of like the new Halo armor, I would say, which is why I say it's kind of related to video game stuff. But this armor, it looks too. I'm going on a nerd ranty kind of. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm completely just blown away as to. I mean, they have breast armor pretty much. It no longer signifies that the female characters wear skirts at all, which is kind of or unigender or whatever you call it. But I'm looking at it right now on my screen here. I'm trying to give you a live reaction of how I feel about this armor. So I will kind of go on, but pretty much the way I feel about this armor is looks too Halo-y, looks too futuristic. I don't know when the actual movie takes place. I'm not reading anything about it that much, but I just saw this, and I thought it was kind of silly to see that this whole Iron Man chic style of metallic armor. It's starting to it creeped its way into Halo a little bit for Halo 5, and even Halo 4. But these suits, actually, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. These suits seem like they were designed by Iron Man himself. So maybe, who knows, maybe Iron Man will show up in a Power Rangers movie somewhere in the as Tony Stark, or maybe Hulk will appear. Who knows? Maybe they'll be a part of the Marvel universe, and we'll have a Guardians of the Galaxy spin-off with the Power Rangers inside of it. I don't know. It seems honestly kind of silly. But we do go from Power Rangers, which will be released in 2017 for all of you who actually want to see the movie. And we'll dive into a little bit of Persona 5. Now, Persona 5 is the sequel to Persona 4, which is a sequel to Persona 3. But there's been a lot of Persona games there in Japan. Now, Japan and RPGs have a very, very nice relationship with each other. Turn-based, very Final Fantasy. If you ever play Final Fantasy games or you understand that kind of system of battle, then you know what Japanese RPGs are. But Persona never really got big in America until probably about Persona 3 or Persona 4, where it kind of hit a big mainstream, or actually even a cult audience. I know these two are really opposite things, but here in America, Persona 4 actually hit a weird niche audience with everyone, especially going with Persona 4 Gold Edition for the PlayStation Vita, which was a re-release of the PlayStation 2 game Persona 4, as well as two spin-off games, which one of them was a fighting game that I believe got a sequel, and as well as a dancing game. Now, what does that mean for us here in the States? If you're a Persona fan, that means that we got a trailer for the Japanese version of the game. No one knows when the actual release date will be for Persona 5 here in the States, but I believe that the Japanese release will be, here we go, I'm trying to look it up as I was saying it. Persona 5 will be released in Japan on September the 15th of this year for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. Don't know if it's coming out on anything else. Probably not. It will probably just stick on the PlayStation. But if you want to import your copy, I'm sure everyone has their own account on PlayAsia or something like that where you import your video games from Japan if you really want that nice Japanese release. So we don't know when it's going to come here in the States. I'm hoping it's soon afterwards for localization. Let's hope they get a good localization team on that game to translate it from Japanese to English. I almost said American, by the way, guys. I'm so close to being sorry. Persona 5 does have that nice stylized version of action that we see in Catherine. Catherine was released a few years ago on the PS3 and is from the makers of Atlas. They're working with a new engine on the PS3. That's why they pretty much made the game. If you want a little backstory of why Catherine was made, mainly because they were kind of just working on the PS2 software. And if you know Atlas and Persona, they kind of are back a generation when it comes to video games, including releasing Persona 4 on the PS2 really late in its life cycle. So I'm really hoping that Persona 5 is actually a very nicely packed and very sexy looking game, if I may say. So let's take a quick walk down the Batman lane, or actually, shall I say, a Batman alley, if you guys get what I mean. Yeah, I know you guys do. It's the joke's kind of dead to me if you get what I'm saying. But we do have another leak from GameStop Italy. Not exactly sure what they said to make this possible, but the rumor mill is starting to pile up more and more bodies on top of it to say that there will be an Arkham City / Arkham Asylum remake on the newer generation of consoles. And by newer, I do mean current. Maybe, wait, hold on, I actually just thought of something right now. Maybe even the NX will be a part of this newest generation of consoles that this game gets released on. This is actually just going to be a collection of Batman games, mainly the two big ones from Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Now, we don't know if this is actually going to be true or slated for the next year or even in 2017 or even 2018, heck. But it seems to be kind of creeping up more and more in leaks, and including Peggy rating and as well as other leaks by GameStop. We will see what happens with this game. We're hoping it maybe will be announced or announced in maybe E3. So we'll see what happens. All right, everyone. Let's talk about Star Wars. Yes. I know that's sometimes what you come here for. That's what you came here for yesterday, but I didn't give it to you guys. But let's talk about it today. This news was released yesterday even, and we have Executive Vice President of EA Studios, Patrick Soderlund, announcing that Respawn Studios will be developing a third-person action game with Star Wars. That's right, third-person action game with Star Wars. If you don't know who Respawn Studios is or what they've done, go look at Titanfall. It's their first game that they had as a studio. These are all ex-Infinity Ward people. Now, Infinity Ward were the people who bought you Call of Duty Modern Warfare, another military style of shooter. So, if you kind of think about where they have come from in their lineage of being together as a studio, even as Respawn, you see a lot of first-person action games, first-person shooters. So, who do you bring along to actually make a third-person game? That's how you bring the guy who directed God of War 3 you bring Stig Asmussen. Stig Asmussen was the director of God of War 3. God of War 3 being a third-person, gory, Greek killing monster fest of goose and blood and gore and violence. But that's not Star Wars. Now, who knows what this game will actually be? My speculative guess, and this is all speculation, ladies and gentlemen. This is no rumor. This is no nothing like that. This is what I feel in my nerdy heart. Is that it'll be maybe a third person shooter game that will involve lightsabers. So let's say maybe a Jedi Knight game. Maybe even a Clone Wars set game where you're a Jedi in the Clone Wars, setting against the Separatists who were making the clones in the second movie. Who knows what it could be? I mean, that would be my ultimate goal. Would be playing the Clone Wars game, an actually good Clone Wars game, might I say. Respawn joins the likes of Visceral Games, DICE Studios, and BioWare in making a new Star Wars game. Who actually, maybe who knows, they might even pick up that old Star Wars title that everyone kind of went all crazy for that got shut down. I believe it was Star Wars 2015 or something like that. But, I mean, maybe even a smuggler style of adventure too, with the likes of Han Solo, or even another bounty hunting game with Boba Fett or Jango Fett. Let's hope it's not like the other Jango Fett game that was released on the PS2 a long time ago. But my heart of nerdiness is actually beating very hard for this game, mainly because you have a good pedigree of people making this game. So, as I always say, let's see what happens. Bring it, Respawn Studios. Bring it, Stig. Bring all you can to this. Even BB-8's happy. I haven't mentioned I have BB-8 sitting here, by the way, guys. I'm sorry. But this is my guest today, BB-8. Yeah, it's just, I was just having a little bit of fun today. In our last bit of Star Wars news, we do have Lego Star Wars coming out. It's actually Lego Star Wars Force Awakens. Now, this actual Lego Star Wars game will have more content than the actual just movie plot, because you can't just make a Lego game about one single thing and make it go through everything and expect people to pay $50 or $60 for it. So we have actually some new types of missions that are going to be included in the Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. We have Rathar hunting with Han Solo and Chewbacca as they capture ravenous Ranthars. And this is all coming from the game story I'm reading right now from lazygamer.net. Again, I'll leave a link down below if you want to read the actual article. And I will post a trailer right here over BB-8. So maybe he will actually project the trailer for you guys. We have Lor-San Tekka's return, which uncovers the secrets behind the older guy that you saw in the very beginning of the movie in Jakku Village. We have Poe to the rescue. What does Poe do? He rescues people, and he will be rescuing Admiral Akbar in this mission. And we also have the Crimson Corsair, explores the notorious Outer Rim pirate, Crimson Corsair, as he foils the plans of the First Order. That just sounds like a little bit of fun for the Lego universe. If you've seen the trailer, he's actually dancing on his spaceship while they sing the Cantina music, or they actually play the Cantina music. It's really cute, really adorable, and really funny. At least to me, I have a childish sense of humor. We have Trouble Over Tall, which actually follows C-3PO in his acquisition for a new red arm. Will he explain why he has a red arm? Will he explain if he gets another red arm? Maybe if it was blue arm? Maybe he's Snake from Metal Gear Solid 5, and that's where he got his arm from. Maybe they'll even include a Metal Gear Solid 5 Snake droid, which would be absolutely hilarious. And we have Ortang Assault reveals a puzzle piece and how the Resistance and the First Order find Lorsaw Tekka on Jakku. That's pretty much in summary of what the game will be. Go ahead and watch the trailer. It's fun of full laughs and a little bit of quirky, cheesy humor that we all pretty much love in the Lego games. A little bit funny Lego action isn't bad every once in a while. So go check it out if you got kids and they love Star Wars and they love Force Awakens. Heck, if you're an adult like me who's 27 years old and you love Star Wars and you love Legos, go check this game out when it gets released. That's it for me today. I don't know how long this episode is going to be after editing. Hopefully it will be at least 15 minutes. We did talk a little bit about Star Wars. So I will see you guys in the next video. If you want to leave a comment down below to tell us what you think this new Star Wars movie will be like, go ahead and leave it below. And heck, while you're down there, click the subscribe button, click the burp button, click the like button, and remember to go over to my Facebook page. It's labeled under Thezalbee, apparently a YouTube personality. So go check it out. I will see you guys tomorrow. And remember, the 5th returns. I don't know, whatever the 5th holiday is. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's Cinco de Mayo. So everyone, if you're going to drink tonight, be safe. Don't drink and drive. I will see you guys all tomorrow because you will all be safe. Tomorrow is Friday. It's Friday. Everybody get down on Friday. I'm just going to fade out on me doing this little jig on Friday. Bye, everyone.